Hello, this is Old Man Gamer, and welcome to Into the Radius 2 Early Access .13. This is the production release of a beta that's been running for quite some time. I've posted a lot of recordings with that. I love this game. I got some notes here. Only works through OpenXR. Let's see. We got a new massive map, which is a lot of fun. They reworked progression. We got customized rigs, vests, and backpacks, improved characters, enhanced visuals, new variations of anomalies and fragments and creep monsters, new firearms and attachments, proximity chat for a co-op, and under the hood refactoring optimizations. Performs a lot better, and then there's a lot of little different bug fixes and some new bugs that have come out. So what I've decided is, let's see, this profile is I've been running a Nightmare difficulty run, and I have tried in the previous versions. It was called hard, now it's called Nightmare difficulty. The defaults set the economy stuff to low, and the economy stuff on low, you cannot progress. On the previous stuff when I was doing hard, it was fairly early where you would run out of money and you just could not progress. You couldn't go out. You couldn't buy ammo. You couldn't buy stims, and these enemies are so good. You can't go out and not get injured. It's just not possible. You need to have stims, but you can't find stims because the loot is set low, and you can't. The radius doesn't give you what you want. So this new Nightmare balance, they provided a little more loot for money, right? So I got a little bit further, but I still ran into a brick wall, and I need more money as you get more advanced missions, but you can't find what you need in the radius. So here's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna load this profile. We're gonna do a new game. We're gonna set the Nightmare. We're gonna set mission rewards to high, amount of loot to normal, amount of enemies to very high. Kind of compensates, right? We're going to be firing more ammo and probably taking more damage. I'm going to go ahead and do a complete playthrough with the tutorial on. We're not doing Iron Man. Doesn't really work anyway, because you can load previous autosave, so no point in doing Iron Man really. And we'll enter the radius. I'll get more detailed on the settings once we get in. So this is the new tutorial. We'll choose right. Character height, that's good. Camera. I like to hold. I like smooth. Turn using a right thumbstick. Move doing the left, which is typical. Such great attention to detail. To toggle sprint, and then you can jump with the right thumbstick, pushing up. Climbing ladders. Did they ever change that? No. So the ladders are very restrictive. You have to put your right hand there and your left hand there. You can't use the sides, which I would like them to change that. But into the portal, pull the trigger to target something, pick it up. No, I don't have a vest yet. All right. You can use the right thumbstick down, or just crouch physically, which I like to do. Chest rig. You can place pouches on the rig, hold the rig in your hand, or place it on the dummy. And then you can put this stuff on as you see fit. And this is a special note for it doesn't have to be physically attached to the rig. You can drop it way down here, which I prefer. My arms are a little bit longer. And the pouch I put a little bit higher. So this is just all the walkthrough of everything I just did with the instructions. Probes will retract those. They are useful now. They have a lot of probes that are anomalies that end up blocking your path, so you can walk up to them and walk by them while they're shrunk down. It helps you identify the boundaries of the reflector anomalies that show up later. Excuse the cough there. Red water's bad, stims are good, but expensive. Grab the magazine, put it in, switch off the safety, rack them around. Eject. Grab the ammo box. Pull the trigger and fill up your mag. There we go. Okay. Oh, you can see the details. Yep. And we move on. You don't get to keep anything from the tutorial, so doesn't matter what you keep. And that's Whitey. And home. He's a painter who walked through some spilled paint. This is the command room where you get your missions. Tablet, which is always with you. You can't lose it. You drop it anyway. It just no matter what you do with it, you can't get rid of it. I need this. Don't want that yet. Pull these down. That looks like it'll get like in the way and stuff, but it actually doesn't for me anyway. It works. Nope, come here. So another unique thing you can do. Oh, I haven't put the pouch on yet. Put the pouch on first. We'll do it back there. Another unique thing you can do is rack back and hold it. Hit the, I think it's BY button, depending on the hand you're holding. And the Quest controllers anyway, the top one. And stick in your chambered round right directly in the chamber, which is pretty cool. Oh, I don't have my backpack on yet. Here's the backpack. Just throw it over your shoulder, goes on your back. Press back, pulls up front. Yeah, I customized the rig, thank you. Oh yeah, to take off the rig, you gotta see how it gets highlighted there. I'm pressing AX. You can do it with the left hand with the AX, and then it'll pull off. If you do the same thing with the backpack, AX and grab the backpack and then drop the backpack, it won't stay in the air because it's been disassociated from your body. So then you just put it back on. Don't pull the AX button and it'll float, and then you know it's associated with you. It's paired. So this is a detector to detect artifact items, and then we got probes, which we showed, and this is the mission menu. You get to see what missions you have available. I'm going to accept the mission, and it shows you where to go on the map. So we are fully loaded, and we are good to go. Oh, I was going to do difficulty. Okay, we got mission reward on high, amount of loot normal. The normal amount of loot is not, there's not a lot. It's not a very generous loot setup. So my damage from enemies is high. I am going to change to, if you were to do come back to life instead of load, like a previous save, you'll not have your backpack, and you have to get back to your backpack to get it. So I'm going to do that. Item sale price, I'm going to set to high. Hunger, we'll leave high. Damage from anomalies. See, all of these being high makes everything more expensive. You run out, you have to buy more food. You have to buy more with damage from enemies on high. You have to buy more stims and health. But with that stuff on low, you can't make enough. You run out of money, literally run out of money. So the balance of the game isn't quite there yet. So this is how I tweak it so that you can get a feel for it. The tide interval is low. It's not quite 3 days. It's almost 3 days, but not quite. Whereas by default, you get slightly over 3 days. Item durability, so the items wear down. You have to clean them more often. That's fine. We have location on the map. I'm going to turn that on just for video purposes. I pretty much have figured out where everything is on the maps at this point. Enemy vision distance. They see you further away. They hear you further away. I could change the amounts of enemies to very high. There are no bullet tracers. Tracers are extremely helpful, but I'm going to try to do it without the tracers. The enemy takes more damage, and they detect us faster. So to me, that is the balance Nightmare should be. We'll see if I can progress with it or not. This is just the first introductory mission. It's going to give me multiple waypoints. This is the first one. Take out the tablet, look at the map, and you'll see our next objective. We're right here. Our next objective is over here to the right. They are kind enough to not give you any enemies the first time in. Even with enemy count very high. And there's our objective right up on top there. But we're going to collect some loot before we go get it. These are anomalous items. that you get in later missions, that you have to find certain ones and bring them back and turn them in. And then the rest I sell. If I don't have a mission, I just sell them just to get money. In nightmare mode. In normal mode, you might want to save them because you'll make enough money otherwise that you can just save them up for future missions that you don't have yet. But in this mode, I'm going to need the money. That's radialium ash. I call them radius nuggets. They're just straight up money in the bank. Oh, I didn't switch the stuff out yet. I like the light on my right chest and a stim in my left arm. The three bears and their glowing red eyes. Why? There we go. And that beeping you hear is from the weather thingy up on top of the roof. Oh, we got ammo. 9x18 tracer round. All right. And that's 5.56x45, which we will save. Last I checked, a couple versions ago, those small little ash balls were worth like $80. They might have changed since then, though. They have small ones, they have medium-sized ones, and then they have super large ones. The larger they are, the less expensive, the less money you get from them. Those little small ones are 80, and that's the best you get. And then it's like 60 or 40 or something like that. I can't remember. I just want to make sure I hit. Yep, I did hit record. I'm good. If you're just buying this game, relax, take a little while, maybe put it on easy. You can turn enemies off. So you can say no enemies on any map, and you can walk around and explore the maps, get the loot and all that stuff without, worrying about anything. So you can kind of get to know the lay of the land, right? Where is everything? There's also an easy setting, which, gives you more time. Enemies die faster, that kind of stuff. So you can set those settings anywhere you like, whatever you're comfortable with. But early on, I imagine this game would be pretty difficult if you had never played it before. So definitely have patience and give yourself some time. It is still early access, so if you're buying it at .13, you're getting, definitely over 10 hours of game of progression. And then, by the way, after you get a mission, you just come back in here and turn it in. It's complete. And you give the item to the machine. So yeah, it while it's still an early access game, it has more content already than a lot of games that a lot of complete games already might have. So that's pretty cool. We get a patch and a mug. For all, it provides no use to the game. It's just a collectible kind of thing. Then we get a new one back in the peninsula where we got to go back a little bit further. We went here before. Now we got to wind about back and go get that item. And we'll encounter some enemies on this adventure. This is the dormitory. Kind of our home base where we can sleep. We'll put that up there. And where we can, the ammo I collect, I put right here. And they give us a few morsels of free stuff, including a health stem. And back here, some ammo. There's that. And I will load up a third mag. Oh no, I got 3 mags, didn't I? Did I? Oh, that's new. You usually don't have 3 mags, you have 2. Oh, that's Tracer. Alright, so I'm not going to need this. Depending on how you feel about it, you can save it. You already got 1 Makarov PM. It's, sufficient for a beginning of the game. But you'll want to get off using it as soon as possible. And the thing is, with Nightmare, with Nightmare, it's hard because you don't have enough money to progress and buy the things or find the things that you need to progress better. So anyway, this is the selling for the store, where you can drop off things that you can want to get rid of. And I would keep these over in the Mission Command Center shelves, but I want the money. Okay. So time in the radius moves much faster. I think it's like every hour is 5 minutes in reality or something. I always estimate every hour is basically, every hour's I think 5 minutes, I think. I'll have to confirm that. So this is describing that thing right there, which will beep when it comes near an artifact item that you got to collect. And those artifact items are the best things to collect if you want to sell for just straight up money, but they're also associated with some missions occasionally. Nothing worse in VR than an itch on the eye or up on top of the bridge of the nose. I should be encountering an enemy up here. Possibly 2. There he is.
We've got hostiles.
The enemies are really good shots, and that's part of the reason why I think the assumption that low loot collection and setting everything to low makes it hard. It makes it impossible because they're good shots. And you've made them more capable with the Nightmare settings. Exasperating an already bad resource problem. Just on normal, it's hard. So that's 9x18. Whoop. So you jump over most things that are like hip high or so. And you can kind of multi-jump over things that have a slant to them. I'm going to go up here and get an item, I think. Maybe. Did I not put... I didn't put that up on my chest. There we go. So this is where the probes come in. I don't know exactly where. I hear a reflector in here. There it is. Because I throw a probe at it, I can see it, or I just have to wait. Then you get stuff like this. Just throw a probe at it and walk by. These are glass artifact. Gotta get a light on them. Don't stand too close or they do hurt. And that's an artifact. Type 23. More ash. Yeah, when you turn loot items on loot onto low, man, these things make it paranoid with the creaking. Oof. Tell you what. When there'd be no item there, and it's just one item, you know, but it makes a big difference. Here's another reflector. Stay around the boundary of it. It is best to not walk around with the light on. What the heck? We got a bug? There we go. Can't target the shotgun shells. That's just a hand flashlight. I don't find them all that useful. My cigarette went out. Yes, your cigarettes can actually go out. And as soon as you can get a headlamp, I think it's security level 1 or 2, you can buy a headlamp. I think it's, I can't remember. We'll go look in the store, but get a headlamp as soon as you can. Because this only lights like this half of the environment, and you're missing that whole left side. And say hello to Cousin John. Resident fragment. That's just a standard fragment. There's 3 different kinds of fragments. Go away. The cigarette mechanic doesn't mean anything. Currently, anyway. There's another fragment right there I'm trying to get. Can barely see him. Aim small, miss small. Which I did not do. Red is your health, blue is your stamina, yellow is your hunger. So as you get more and more hungry, you'll hear your tummy growling, and you need to eat something. As hunger obviously cuts down on your maximum stamina. They're directly proportional to one another. This is an anomaly field where there's just like that other one. This is a artifact in a jug. This is our mission artifact. But there are also just regular artifacts that end up in the jugs. Nothing else down here, so we will move on. I heard that guy. And that guy. See how tight it gets against this? So it's important to use the probes. Some people say once you get the hang of these fields and where stuff is, they are repeated. The patterns are repeated. They're different patterns, but they're repeated. So you can kind of get to know the different places where they are and walk around them without using the probes. But when on Nightmare, they get a little more crowded and you kind of have to use them a little more often. And there's a whole lot more to this map, but we're just going to get back and complete the mission. I really am anxious to see if these particular settings allow the difficulty of the enemies, and if it's on the knife's edge of being able to progress versus falling behind. Whereas the default ones, you're just behind and you never catch up, and eventually you hit a financial brick wall. Or at least I do. Somebody who's a better shot, or who maybe figures out how to not get damaged by enemies that much, might be able to do better. But the default, it's not conducive to moving forward. You lose money every time you go out because you spend all the ammo, you spend all the health sticks. This is security level 1. And we get a shotgun. A little shorty shotgun. Now with the shotgun, there are options we'll go talk about here in a minute. Eat and their hunger reduces. Didn't get anything else that trip. Let's go in the store, yeah. This is the store. So you can't load guns, you can mount them on, you can mount attachments onto guns, but you can't like load the guns with ammo, and you can't, use the stems, you can't eat the food, you can't eat your own food or load your own ammo. So It's I'm going to get one more stem. And I think I'm going to get this to help me with this guy. And I'm going to get a right black shoulder holster. So I can just toss him in the back, pull him up. And then I'll put my shotgun ammo in here. To make it easier to reload. This is a luxury I wouldn't get if I didn't have the mission rewards on high and the item. I wouldn't be able to buy it. I would barely be able to buy just the shoulder holster. I think we're good there. All right. What? What? Oh, you gotta let go of the trigger. Okay. Doesn't automatically do it. So, gives you some extra quick load rounds to be available. We'll get rid of the empty box. Sell the empty boxes. They add up. Don't just throw them away. Definitely want to keep them. This we will just toss. Sell anything that's sellable if you're not going to use it. Oh, what's this? Yeah, you can hang your weapons on the wall, and you can use these dummies. So you can see your total loadout numbers right here. By just pressing BMY, you get your whole body. If you hold an item, you get to see those properties and use these dummies and hangers. There's dummies and hangers back here. If you want to keep your chest rigs over time, you can just leave them hanging there. But I sell them. In Nightmare mode, you're going to want to sell them. Tracer rounds. Are yellow tipped. And then the regular rounds have that kind of grayish tip. That's tracer. .545. This is an AK mag. We'll just hang it on the wall. The wall will take weapons and magazines and anything that you want to put on there. It'll stick to the wall. All right, so we now where's our next mission? Security level 1. So now we get to go into the forest, but there is one last mission we can go and get in there for some money, which I think we'll go do. I wanted to go check. I think it's security level 2 you can get the yeah, so that is the headlamp that I want to buy. So as soon as I get to security level 2, I'll be getting one of those. And I also wanted to see Yeah, this is security level 2, so as soon as I get to security level 2, I'm buying that. So what I want to try to do is get to security level 2 with just this and just this. Because even with these higher numbers, my resources are going to be tight. And I need to get $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, maybe 10 to equip that guy up. So you can see where your mission locations are in here. We want to go... I think what I'll do is these two. I'm not going to go to the peninsula again right now. Well, I mean, it's already clear to the point. I can just run in and grab it and then leave. I think maybe I'll do that and then come back to the forest. It's a good idea to just walk instead of run everywhere because you can, sprint. But good idea to walk. Sprinting increases your hunger faster. So walking saves money. And I think even with this, I'm going to have a hard time getting the things I need or would like. And you can go on the default stuff. I've tried. I've tried to survive off of the stashed weapons that are out here. There are locations where you can find, and sometimes you get a stashed weapon, but with the low settings, it's just so rare to get a good gun that you can actually use. You can't use the stashed weapons to progress effectively. So hopefully with these settings, I should be able to progress effectively. Oh, we got 2 items to get, I guess. Or no, that was just one. We get a free one. Oh, this is an anomalous teacup. I just love the way you hold it. Stick that pinky out. I've never seen that teacup in there before. And you see how dark it gets in here super fast. It just sun goes down and that's it. But you get to see a nice starry night. Yeah, I think that's new, isn't it? It used to be just this gray overcast featureless sky, but you actually get to see stars. That's cool. Just take a look at the radius as we leave. Just artistically, it's such a great game. Oh, there's an item over here. I didn't catch this before. Going to be in the outhouse. So this is just a gentle napkin envelope thing. A doily wrapper. You can just reach in and grab those. You don't have to shoot it or hit it with a light. You just grab it. Hi, Whitey. You can fall quite a distance, but you do eventually there's harm. So it's not unlimited fall distance, but you can jump down quite a ways off stuff, like a one-story building or something like that. Let's go turn this guy in. Eventually, there is a path from the peninsula to the forest on the back side of the map. But otherwise, you have to come home first. Another artifact extraction. We're going to sell everything here real quick. Like I said, in a normal game, if I was just doing normal settings, I would keep those for future missions, but at least one unique one. But I am not, in this case, going to keep anything, because I need the money. And we gotta eat. Alright, now we're gonna go. It's going to be difficult. It's nighttime. The other hint, if you're doing Nightmare and you keep the tide interval to low, you can't. You don't want to avoid nighttime. You want to go out at night. Only because you have so much time, and once you clear the location, it's cleared for that tide. If you roll the tide, then all the enemies are back and you gotta clear it all over again. Which is good from a loot perspective, but bad from a progress perspective, because sometimes you don't want to have to expend the resources to clear something more than once, and this is obviously the reason why you may not like going out at night. There we go. Especially in the early game without a headlamp. Like if I had a headlamp, I could see that no problem. But this thing up here, in fact, you can lower this down a little bit to get a little lower, but it's still not quite good enough. Shotgun tracer rounds equal to it's essentially a buckshot round. So these loose rounds I'll just put, since I don't have a box for it. Hi. I'll just put them here and grab them if I need them. And now I wonder if there's creeps up here, or it's probably creeps and fragments. Could be some mimics. The reason I say that is shotguns are great against creeps and fragments. And this is why also chest lights aren't that great, because holding up your weapon to fire gets in the way. Ah, shit. Safety. And that's why you buy that thing. How bad? That was pretty bad. They damage you more. You can, if you try, dodge those attacks from the creeps when they freeze. Strafe to the turn and run away. But I find that to be not 100% effective. And you're going to take a hit from them when they come. Unless you get them on that first freeze. When they first drop, stop, and freeze. Is the time to shoot them or dodge them. Not both. I hear our beeping in here, so that means our item is in here. Enemies can hang out in the houses, so you want to check them out. And you can just leave your backpack hanging, by the way, and just walk away. It'll catch up to you. See, it's already on my back. Ash by the signpost. I would bet there's going to be some creeps up here. Creepers. Yep. Shit. I'm going to run back up here. If you run into creeps at night, my advice, especially multiples, run into some place where there's light. Because that happens. If I was out there in the dark, I wouldn't have a chance. And if there's no place light to go and you don't have a headlamp is fine. If you have a headlamp, you can stay out there with them because you can see them. But when you're out there with just this, and they go down over here or this on to your left, you unless you put a chest lamp over here on the left side as well, then you'd be all right as well. But you just don't have full vision, and it's kind of hard to get them into the vision because it's really dark down here, and this is where they come to jump up on you. So yeah, creepers at night a bunch of creepers in particular. One, yeah, you can take a hit or two and then knock them down, but a bunch of creepers at night, they will kill you with 1,000 cuts. That tracer? No, it's 9x19. Oh. There's probably another one down here too. See how I can't see anything right here? Nothing. And you miss stuff too. Lighter. Okay, now where am I going? So I'm heading up to... Yeah, there's a trench here with some artifact items in there I'll get, as well as this sensor location. And amazingly enough, this mission right here is probably the hardest early game. It's the hardest security level 1 mission. The mission that gets you to security level 2 is a lot easier. This one is the hardest. No matter what settings you use. See, usually it's up top here. You can go down the middle here, but there are anomalous items in here. There's a fragment coming right there. The artifact items that are in here. Wow, I got him with one blast. That's an orb. At least that's what I say. An orb fragment where his head glows, and when you shoot him, his head the orb remains, and you have to shoot the orb. But sometimes, if you hit him right with a shotgun, you can get the orb and the head at the same time. Doesn't happen that often, but. So anyway, I was saying there's artifacts up here to pick up. There it is. In addition to that sensor we just saw. I don't hear any beeping, so I think we're clean on that, and this is our location. And now we got to go over here by this lake. There's a bunch of guys around here that we're going to have to deal with. And that's the hardest bunch of mimics that we've encountered yet. I wouldn't mind it being like 5 or 6 minutes from now, because it's going to start getting light out. So down here in this little pit here, a couple items that the initial game seed gives you, which is this. It's always here. It's not a random spawn. It's just there when the game loads. And then this is a shotgun stash here. That is always here. Unless, of course, they change it in some future version. But you can replenish your shotgun stock here, and helps you save a few bucks. Alright, and then shorties you can just put in the backpack, so longer guns you cannot. And then there's a teacup here. And again, no matter what hard settings or loot settings you set, those things are always there. Now what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to go over here. There is a stem in one of these tubes here. Yeah, this tube. It's always here. And there are artifact items up here, but I'm not going to deal with them right now. I'm just going to deal with these guys. You got to just keep moving when they're shooting at you. Behind some cover here. Ow. There you go. Damn. Ah. Damn. That seriously hurt. And I need a stem. He's gonna force me out of here.
Target inside.
Clip. And I need one more stem. There he goes. So you just shoot at their flashes if you can see them. Okay, 1, 2, 3, right? This is why I don't like the PM. 8 rounds is pretty difficult to manage because you're going to have to change magazines a lot. And this is beeping because of what's up there, which I'm not going to deal with at the moment. So there was a couple guys there that came from over here, but it's important to, when you do the nightmare settings and you have enemies count on high, that you have a fallback point, and this is my fallback point, and I wanted it to be safe. So it's safe now, because these guys will run up on me here. I'm not gonna be able to do this in the daytime. That's okay. fragment coming. Ouch. See, they seriously hurt, man. Another fragment coming. I think he's coming this side. Yep, I don't want to go that side because he's going to shoot me. I think I hit him a couple times. There he, oh, I thought I got him. Shit. Alright, I'm not hitting him. Not hitting him at all. And I'm running low on ammo. I'm gonna have to force these guys to move. Low on ammo and stems. Tell you what, I'm going back. We'll come back out with some more ammo. And stems in the daylight. Because that location, once I hit that location, then I gotta go, it's up in that floating roof. Then I gotta go over in the corner to the train station and pick up the actual sensor, which is also pretty crowded of mimics, so. See, now at this point in the normal Nightmare default settings with loot count low, all this stuff, I would have very, very little. I would question whether or not I could even buy stims. I mean, I might be able to buy a couple stims out of the money I get for going back, or maybe a box of ammo and a stim or two, maybe. And you see those guys they're so accurate. You take hits. I don't see a way around taking hits. If there was a way around taking hits, like in ITR 1, the enemies were good, but they weren't that good. These guys are super accurate. Even if you take the right cover, they still find a way to get you. Which is why they just need to make... I think they need to make the baseline loot more generous. And possibly the baseline rewards and prices a little more generous. That would be my opinion. Because even in normal, this is really hard. Oh, I got a mission. Let me turn the mission in. Do I have a mission? I think I have that anomaly. No, I don't have a mission yet. No, I do. I have the sample. This is the amplifier. See, that would be like 350, 325. I think it's 325 on low, so it's half the amount. Making it about a stim and a half. Not even a stim and a half. And that's the lowest end stim. It's not even a mid-10 stim. I want the food, please. And I will sell that. I don't need it. And sell that. Alright, now we're getting somewhere. I will take a couple stems. Probably 3, I think. Probably another box of crackers. And we need a few boxes of ammo. And you'll see how much this is. This is going to be ridiculous. What's up, Whitey? So by 8, between 8 and 9, that's when it starts to get a little bit brighter. You can see it's already starting to get a little bit brighter in the forest here. Not quite so midnight black. So if I'm just coming out to play around in the forest, or got to do something where it's all just in the forest, if I'm going up to the northwest, I will come out at 7 a.m. because you got to walk, and it takes it takes a minute or so to do it. But if it's somewhere close by like this, I'd come out at 8. So I would just be leaving right now. And give it like a minute or 2 here, and it'll be light enough to take these guys on, and I don't need to have this light on. There is future updates coming, right? New things added, and one of the new things is in a night vision capability. Not sure how they're going to implement it. I'm hoping they do better than what they did in ITR 1. In ITR 1, they had an artifact called Night Eyes. I will find you. There's the light. They had a artifact called Night Eyes, and you could squeeze it, and then you could see, like, in the dark, right? But only for a few seconds. So it was only kind of useful if you were in the dark and you needed to see kind of where to go or something. But it was useless. It was, it didn't last long enough. You got to have night vision that lasts through a gun battle. And they have in the kill rewards mod, a list of all items that you can spawn. Is that a dude? No, I don't think so.
Okay. Just one last time. What a drag. Moving to a position.
Move. Why are you walking? Go.
Target in sight. Say goodnight.
I still haven't figured it out when you're when you turn to run, you like stand still for a second, and I don't know why. But that hesitation costs a lot.
Engaging.
Or can cost you death, actually.
Your path ends here.
Jesus Christ,
Firing.
seriously? It's already that damaged? Yes. Ouch. I'm already not going to be able to go to the train yard. I already went through all my stems I bought. This is why the default nightmare mode does not work. Default nightmare difficulty. I will be able to if I find one stem over here. I should be okay. I'm going to save right here because in the past, particularly in this area, the mimic can get stuck in the ground and shoot you through the ground.
Lighting him up. Your path is here.
And there he is. There's a stem up there. If I can get to it. Where's that other dude at? I'm going for it.
Firing.
Nope. Shit, now I gotta use it. Which means I gotta go back to home base. This is because of a bug. Right there. They normally would have come out. I would have been able to deal with them. But instead, he is right down there. In fact, can I see him? Yep.
Engaging. Say goodnight. Target in sight. Lighting him up.
Come on, PM. Did he move? He moved.
Attacking the target. Firing.
Shit. He's just gonna piecemeal me. See? Oh, that's frustrating. I shouldn't have done that. Oh well. Now I gotta go back and get more stims before I can finish this mission, but that's okay. It's a short walk. And all those items should pay for at least 2 stims, maybe. Maybe 3. Or more, maybe. Who knows? Who knows? If I can get around that guy down there. Without dying. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna save right here. Chalk it up to a bug if I die, because I can't get that guy.
Changing the mag.
Change all the mags you want, my friend. There we go. Alright, safe. Unfortunately, you can't take stuff out of... Can't eject unspent shells. Misfired. This is a nightmare. But you see what I mean. I mean, at this stage, I would have just a few $100s, maybe, saved up. I would barely be able to get back here, maybe buy yet one more stim or something. I could never come out with a heavy load of stims. I would always have to go back to buy stims, back to buy stims. It doesn't work. The nightmare settings don't work. You have to bump up the economy. I just don't see any other way around it. I don't think it has to do with... It could partially have to do with skill. It could. But I just don't... I just don't see how anybody could be successful in progressing forwards through these missions and gathering stuff because you just can't profit. But what a great game. What a great game. What a bunch of sadomasochists. I don't keep this, I've said in many videos, I don't keep the long barrel shotguns, because unless, you know, if it was a SAG, I'd keep it, but obviously just because the long barrel is not that great for short engaging in short distances, so you pretty much got to use slugs with it. Let's go get showered here real quick. Let's clean this guy. So this is a gun cleaning station. Spray it with oil, brush it with a toothbrush, and magically it gets clean. Oh, what's this tutorial spot? Oh, get your tablet out. Yeah, the Tide. And you don't even have to pull a trigger or anything. You just press, and it's good to go. What just happened? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I'm like, I still had Tide left. What are you doing? Let me get rid of this stuff while I'm in here. 556 tracer. Is that this? Yeah, this is 556 FMJ. 762 FMJ 762. Right? No, that's tracer. 545. $9 mil. .762. Okay, we'll go sell this stuff. See, without the enemies on high and stuff, I could get by. I'm buying enough stims to survive the normal onslaught. I think. Buy. Awesome. Those 59s are nice. I think I need another box crackers just. In and into the radius, you can find decent enough weapons out there. I mean, I can get an SKS, but after this mission, I'll have it. I could get an SKS. But it's restricted to iron sights only. And I can't buy ammo until I get to security level 2. So I can't use it until after I get new, which is easy enough because the next big mission is security level 2 mission, and then you can buy that ammo. But the ammo is also very expensive, and I can't get enough resources to sell. Yeah, it's just too tight. Okay, so now that I completed that, I gotta go all the way down here in the corner, and this is where the final piece is. And I pick up the sensor there, but there's gonna be a lot of guys down there. No, I'm not going to show myself. Sometimes those voice lines don't come over on the videos. I don't know why, but he just said, "Come on, show yourself." I'm right here.
I will find you.
That is the creepiest and spookiest one they've added. But that's another part of the strategy of the game that I've kind of learned over time. So as you move through the areas and you go into places, you want to have an exit strategy, someplace to run to that's relatively safe. And you got to know it's safe because there could be enemies wherever you're running to. So you want to make sure to keep your back clear. In this case, it's back along this road. Thought I heard some ash there. Those things are so creepy. Let's see if I can bring him to me. Ah, shit. Creepers. Shit. I can't have him shooting at me. Those little frickin' creepy bastards. Come on. Why isn't it? It's not opening. Shit. My shotgun isn't working. That's not good. Let's go back up this way. Why isn't... It's not... Okay, we're saving and loading. See if I can get my shotgun to work. Wow, that's the first time experiencing that little bug. Super annoying.
Target in sight. Firing.
Hit him twice.
Lighting him up. Attacking the target. Stop hiding from me.
Should just be one more shot and this guy's down.
Changing the mag.
There he goes. Whew. Those guys are intense. Okay. Spilling my shotgun shells all over the place. I think there was 3. That doesn't move too fast. All right. Let's get some food. And I think I'm going to go around this way now. There will be a couple more dudes over here. And there he is.
Engaging.
Keep full if I can. Typically nobody over here. Come on. Up. Up. Get down. Up. No. Come on. Up. Up.
Attacking the target!
I'll call that successful. He didn't even get a shot on me. Okay, I do need to loot this place in case there is a stim anywhere, so there's still probably a dude or two around here. Cigarettes. Nothing else. There's usually a guy over here somewhere, but that might have been that guy I just took out. So nothing up there. I didn't see anything up there. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Oop. PM. Nine mil. Okay, and on the way home here, we'll pick up those items. Oh, no, gonna go get the SKS. Oh, glad I walked over here. Is that like the first stim I got? This whole thing shows you how ungenerous normal is. I think I've gotten 2 random. Yeah, maybe 2. I think I did get 2. Normal is pretty ungenerous. Low is just like nothing. And it was worse before, as far as health goes. And here's the stashed SKS, which I may end up using actually as a primary, and then I'll have a secondary primary, you know, long shot primary, sniping. See how slow you get when you get weighed down. I think there's a, yeah. There's a stem over here I'm gonna grab. I'll be coming back here for the next mission anyway. And I'll just leave these right here, make sure to come out this way. I thought I saw one over here, but maybe not. Ah, there it is. That's nice. 1,500. Yeah, it's over that way. Is it down here? Come on. Oh, another 59. Nice. So yeah, you go slower with stuff in your hands than you do without. Oh shit, that hurt. I didn't think it was that close. Like significantly. So if you're running away, don't run away with a gun in your hand. Unless you absolutely have to. Oh. That's new, I think. Burp coming. And you see that took an entire day just to do that corner. Now the question is, do I have enough to buy the weapon I want and its ammo? And again, if the weapons you could find, Need more than the SKS. As you pretty quickly, actually. Iron sight SKS is not sufficient pretty quickly. In my opinion, but I don't particularly like the SKS. Particularly with iron sights. Whitey, we're back. Come back out and get that later. In fact, I'm gonna go get it right now so I don't forget it.